Hey folks, and welcome to the first ever episode of Make Up Level Up, a brand new series on Eurogamer presented by yours truly. So the way this works is that every Saturday I'm going to be coming up with a new makeup look based on a video game, but this is not going to be a kind of thing where I just make myself look like video game characters because, come on, I can do better than that. Instead, I'm going to be trying to think outside of the box when it comes to the video game. So I'm not going to be trying to make myself look like Ellie for this Last of Us episode. Instead, I'm going to be focusing on the clicker. The clicker, if you don't know, is one of the enemies in The Last of Us, and yes, it might look like body horror, but I find the Cordyceps fungus weirdly beautiful, so I'm going to be trying to recreate the Cordyceps fungus effect all over my eyes and face and skin and body, but mainly this bit here. So let's get started. Okay, first things first, I need to create a white base on the eye because I'm going to be building up the colours. So I am so incredibly pale. I'm just going to do a very, very light layer of white on my skin first off, and then I'm going to get in with the finger because, don't take that out of context, the finger helps me just get like a very high concentration of pigment all over my eye rather than the brush, which is kind of just like a very top level layer. I also do makeup looks based on video games and just general makeup on my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/Zoe Dells. So if you like this, make sure to follow me and you'll get even more makeup in your life. But for today, we are focusing on Cordyceps from The Last of Us. And yes, I know you might not be able to see this properly at first, because as I said, I'm super pale, but I'm going to be building and building and building on this white layer. It's going to take a little bit of time because, hi, I'm pale, I'm Zoe, but we'll hopefully get there at some point. So hopefully you can see that this eye, it looks good in the viewer, this eye is now quite a lot more white than the other one, but that's still not white enough because if you look at the clicker, you can see that it has white in the center and then it goes into this kind of orange yellow hue towards the edges with some green on the inside. So we're going to be trying to replicate that and not give ourselves nightmares. I kind of look eerily like a clown at the moment, which I'm not fond of because I'm terrified of clowns, but the more Cordyceps aspects we add, the less I'll be scared of myself, although you should still obviously be scared of clickers because they're freaking terrifying. When I was practicing, I did the look on the other side of my face, so I really hope that it ends up looking vaguely the same on my left-hand side, because if I was going to do it on this side, but I don't know if you can tell, but I have quite a big fringe, which would have effectively covered the entire bit of makeup. So I'm hoping, because I got it on this side where I got it tucked behind my ear, it'll be a lot easier to see. So you see that when I go in with the finger, okay, that's fine. I'm just going to keep saying that and just ignore the fact about what it sounds like. The white gets a lot more dense. You can definitely see that it makes a difference. Okay. So this is the white for this side. This is going to be the vague map of where the Cordyceps is going to go. I think I'm happy with that. Yeah. Okay, sure. Now on this eye, we're not going to have both eyes the same amount of Cordyceps fungus because I quite like it being asymmetrical like the fungus itself. So instead, I am just going to do some very subtle Cordyceps. Okay, we have the vague shapes now for where the Cordyceps is going to take place. So now I'm going to do this. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Okay, I've got makeup wipe out, luckily. Now I am going to start adding the sides of the Cordyceps. Where's my special makeup brush? Okay, so to do this, I'm just going to do some very slight kind of orange outlines on the edge. Can someone give me a neck like an owl, please? That would be super helpful right about now. So this is what we're starting with. This is the vague outline of where the of where the fungus is going to go. But obviously we're not done yet because I need to add some extra shading to this bit here. And we're going to do a tiny bit on this side as well, with the same kind of idea. So let me think about this. Where do I want this? Let's do it just here. Okay, so there we have it. This is the first stage of infection. No, this is the first thing I'm going to do right now. So I'm just going to clean my brushes real quick, and then I'm going to get in for the next stage. Be back soon. Okay, now that my brush is more or less clean, I'm going to start adding some red on the outside, because if you look at the clicker, you can see that there is a orange outline and then there's some red too. So I'm just going to add a tiny bit of that as well on the outside. This should hopefully start building up the depth of the fungus. I will be doing some more things to add even more depth to it, but at the moment, this is the first stage. I'm getting so much eyeshadow over this table, but it's fine. I'll clean it afterwards, Dicebreaker. Don't worry about it, because I'm using the studio at the moment. Where the Cordyceps kind of goes further, there's like a dirty yellow/brown kind of colour. So I am just going to first add a tiny bit of depth to the Cordyceps. And on this side as well. There we go. Right. I still have some stuff to do on the outside of this, but I now want to start focusing on the dark bit in the center of the Cordyceps fungus, which is where the face used to be. So in that case, I'm now going to start using a dark green. I want this to kind of be emanating outwards from the insides of my eyes, as if I also have a giant crack through the middle of my face. There we go. I now have a giant, terrifying mushroom cascade? No, ravine in the middle of my face. And the same for this side. Okay, I'm done concentrating on that now, and also talking too quickly. So there you have it. This is kind of meant to be the insides of the Cordyceps there. So I think I'm going to make it come a little bit more further on the outside on this side. Just to even up a bit. There we go. Right. Now, the next stage is to add some depth to the Cordyceps here, because although I'm happy with the outsides, the insides look a tiny bit... they don't really have the depth I want them to have. Maximum concentration. Maximum, oh crap, concentration. So that is meant to make it look like it's got a little bit more depth. I'm just gonna blend it out with my finger a little bit. Lovely Cordyceps. I think I need a little bit more just here. Just to make it look like it's actually casting a tiny bit of a shadow. And while I'm at it, a tiny bit more here as well. What's good about this is that it ends up cleaning up some of the kind of uncleaner, that's a word, orange lines of the edges of the Cordyceps. Makes them look a bit more distinct, which is good. And now this side, there's a tiny bit more white here, but I'm just going to ignore that. So we've got a shadowy Cordyceps, which is good. I'm going to put a tiny bit more up here, just here. we go. Just there. And a tiny more here too. There we go. Okay, so now that I've got the Cordyceps shaded, looking like it's a little bit further off my face than it should be, like I kind of actually have it, it is time for me to add a bit more depth on either side on the white, so we're going to do that next. So it's time to add some more green to the outer edges here, because if you look at the clicker you can see that the green kind of like breaks outwards when it kind of fades into the white in the other area. So we're going to try and get that going as well, and I'm going to put a bit more yellow on some bits of the Cordyceps here that I'm going to fade into the white a little bit. So I'm going to add a bit of green. That was a little bit too much, but it's fine. Just on the outer edges. Just to kind of get where the Cordyceps fungus is starting to take hold. So yeah, this is kind of more what I want, the very slight green coming out from the eye. Pushing out towards the edges of the Cordyceps. Because although I did a white base, the Cordyceps are not entirely white, so I want to make it look a tiny bit dirtier than it's supposed to. Also, try not to smash my face with the, oh god damn. Hang on, we should do some emergency fixing here. So I am very almost done, but first off I want to add a tiny extra little nodule, which is just a lovely word, of Cordyceps fungus on this side. So I'm going to get a slightly different colour orange and draw a very small outline of it right here. Just a tiny little nodule as a treat. And then I'm going to put a little bit of yellow inside it as well. There. Like that. There we go. And I think we're very almost there. I'm just going to bolden up another bit that I've just seen here. This bit. Make it look a bit more like it's coming in front of that thing there. And add a little bit of red as well, just to make it stand out. There we go, just like that. I'm pretty happy with this side, to be honest, because they're not supposed to be super intense, but now I am going to do the fun thing. But first, because I'm indecisive, I'm going to add a little bit more shadow to that nodule just underneath it to make it look like it's standing out. So I'm going to get some of the darker eyeshadow and just put the tiniest bit underneath it to make it stand out a bit more. Tiny nodule as a treat. And now I get to play with the liners, which I have right here because we're not done yet. So first off, I know white was kind of a theme at the beginning, but I'm now, oh god, going to make it even more of a theme on this eye, which means putting white all over my lovely thick eyebrows. And yes, this is eyeliner for eyes, but you can't tell me what to do, so I'm going to use it for my eyebrows as well. Okay, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. There we go. The Cordyceps has taken hold on that side. But it hasn't quite taken hold on the other side yet. But you know where it has taken hold? My eyelashes. Because having black eyelashes just wouldn't make sense, would it now? So I'm just going to layer on this eyeliner onto my lashes. If I put enough thought into it beforehand, I would have got some white mascara, but I didn't. And also you can't leave the bottom lashes out, so let's just do the bottom lashes too. Very lightly. The fact that this eyeliner has now broken is going to make this next bit very difficult, but that's fine. I'm sure I'll find a way to do it. On this side, I'm just going to do some very slight edges being white. Just some edges, nothing too extreme. There we go. Just like that. Right, I have jerry-rigged this back together somehow, which is great because I actually need it for one last thing. If you look at the clicker, you'll notice that obviously there's a lot of white, there's a lot of green, there's a lot of orange, but there's also some tiny veined areas which I'm now going to try and replicate on this eye before we add the final touches. So let's see how this goes. I just want to draw some very small veins coming out of my eye. Now I've gone in quite light with the eyeliner deliberately because I don't want them to be really thick. I want to kind of build them up. Otherwise it'd look a little bit weird. So I'm trying to be as careful as I can be with this. Very careful. And now let's try some coming out from the side of the eye. And a very careful one. I'm not talking much during this bit because I am trying to make sure these stay as clean as possible. Trying to make sure this eyeliner doesn't come apart again. Doing my very best. And one more tiny one as a treat just here. Okay, so now we have the creeping Cordyceps infection on this side. I'm just going to bulk it out with a tiny bit of green, just because there's also green on the insides of the veins on this one, for which I need a different shade. I think I inadvertently started this series with the most difficult one I could have done, but you know, it can only go up from here. Which is setting myself quite a lot of pressure, but it's probably fine. Okay, and we are very almost there, but there are a couple of tiny extra touches. I'm going to be using this orange eyeliner to add some extra flair to my eyelashes and my eyebrows. That's now fallen on the floor, but that's fine. I just want them at the edges of my eyelashes, so it looks like the orange from the Cordyceps is also affecting my lashes. Like that. I think I need a little bit more white on some of them, but that's fine. And I also want some orange on my eyebrows, or on one eyebrow in particular actually. And then, we are going to finish it off with a tiny bit of the closest I can get to red in eyeliner form. Just on this side here. Just on the edges. And now I'm also going to outline aspects of the Cordyceps with this eyeliner as well to try and make it look like there's light shining from behind them, just like in the clicker photo. Well, not photo, drawing, because if it was a photo that would be absolutely terrifying. Thank God it's not a real photo. Just a very small amount. Now you see why I got so freaked out when it broke, because I need this for quite a lot of things, this eyeliner. Trying to make sure there's not too much eyeliner on the outside of this brush. Oh Lord, okay, pray for me. Oh God. Okay. Okay. I'm being careful, it's fine, I'm being careful. And here, this is just to make the bits of the fungus stand out a little bit more. Just so you can see the actual fungus bits. Oh. And a couple more on this side. Oh God, this is difficult. Cordyceps, everyone, and let's just finish it off by doing an extra bit on this side here. Right here. A little bit more and then we're almost complete. So there we have it, everyone. This is the Cordyceps fungus look from The Last of Us, and I'm pretty pleased with how it's turned out. If you enjoyed the video, please do let me know in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe to Eurogamer as we have a new video out every single day. And now every Saturday, you'll get an episode of Makeup Level Up presented by yours truly as we take a further dive into the world of makeup and video games. I hope you all enjoy the video, and I hope none of you are infected with the Cordyceps virus, because that's not a good time, no matter how palatable it might look right here. So I will see you next time, folks. Have a great evening.